Uncle Zoe and friends. They're going to be reading Jumanji.
Miss Basani's watching.
Oh, hi. Let me see. Now remember, Mother said, your father and I are bringing some guests by the opera. So please keep the house neat. Quite so, added Father, tucking his scarf inside his coat. Mother pierced into the hall mirror and carefully pinned her hat in place. Then knelt and kissed both children goodbye. When the front door closed, Judy and Peter giggled with delight. They took out all their toys out of the toy chest and made a terrible mess. But their laughter slowly turned to silence until Peter slouched in his chair. You know what? He said, I'm really bored. Me too, sighed Judy. Peter agreed. So they set off across the street parked. It was cold for November. The children could see their breath like steam. They rolled into the leaves when Judy tried to stuff some leaves down Peter's sweater. He jumped and then ran behind a tree. When his sister caught up with him, he was kneeling at a foot of a tree, looking at a long, thin box. What's that? Judy asked. It's a game, said Peter, handing her the box. Jumanji, Judy read from the box. A jungle adventure game. Look, said Peter, pointing to a note taped to the bottom of the box. Childlike handwriting were the words. Free game. Fun for some, but not for all. P.S. Read instructions carefully. Want to take it home? Judy asked. Not really, said Peter. I'm sure somebody left it here because it's boring. Oh, come on, protested Judy. Let's give it a try. Racing home. And off she ran with Peter at her heels. At home, the children spread the game out on a card table. It looked very much like the games they already had. There was a board that unfolded, a revealing path of colored squares. The squares had messages written on them. The path started the deepest jungle and ended in Jumanji, the city of golden buildings and towers. Peter began to shake and the dice and play with the pieces that were in the box. Put those down and listen. The instructions. I'm going to read the instructions. Jumanji, a young people jungle adventure, especially designed for the bored and restless. A player selects piece and places it in the deepest jungle. B player rolls dice and moves piece along the path through the dangers of the jungle. C first player to reach Jumanji and know the city's name out loud is a winner. Is that all? Asked Peter, sounded disappointed. No, said Judy. There's one more thing, and this is in capital letters. D, very important. Once a game of Jumanji started, it will not be over until a player reaches the Golden City. Oh, big deal, said Peter, who gave a bit of bored yawn. Here, said Judy, handing her brother the dice. You go first. Peter casually dropped the dice from his hand. 7, said Judy. Peter moved his piece to the 7th square. Line attacks. Move back 2 spaces. Read Judy. gosh, how exciting, said Peter in a very unexcited voice. He had reached his paper and looked at his sister. She had an absolute horror on her face. Peter, she whispered, turn around and very, very slowly. The boy turned his chair. He could not believe his eyes. Lying on the piano was a lion staring at Peter and licking his lips. The lion roared so loud that it knocked Peter right off his chair. The big cat jumped to the floor. Peter was on his feet running through the house with a lion of whiskers limp behind. He ran upstairs and dove under a bed. The lion tried to squeeze under, but he got his head stuck. Peter scrambled out, ran from the bedroom, and slammed the door behind him. He stood in the hall with Judy, gasping for breath. I don't think, said Peter between his gasping air, that I want to play the game anymore. But we have to, said Judy, as she helps Peter back downstairs. I'm sure that's what the instructions mean, that the lion won't go away until one of us wins the game. Peter stood next to the card table. Can't we just call the zoo and have him taken away? From upstairs came down a sound of growling and clawing from the bedroom door. Or maybe we can just wait until Father comes home. No one would come to the zoo because they won't believe us. And you know how upset Mother would be if there was a lion in the bedroom? We started this game, and now we have to finish it. Peter looked down at the game board. What if Judy rolled a 7? There would be 2 lions, for instance. Peter thought he was going to cry, then sat firmly in his chair and said again, let's play. Judy picked up the dice and rolled an 8 and moved her piece. Monkey stole food. Miss one turn, she read. From the kitchen, the sounds of banging pots and filling jars. Children came to see her, a dozen monkeys tearing the room apart. Oh boy, said Peter. This would upset Mother even more than the lion. Quick, said Judy. Back to the game. Peter took his turn. Thank heavens he landed on a blank space. He rolled again. Moonstone season begins. Lose one turn. Little raindrops began to fall in the living room. Then a roll of thunder shook the walls and scared the monkeys out of the kitchen. They ran. The rain began to fill buckets as Judy took the dice. Guide gets lost. One turn. The rain suddenly stopped. The children turned to see a man hunched over a map. Oh dear, I say. Spot the bad luck now, he mumbled. Perhaps I left a turn here. No. All right, turn here. Excuse me, said Judy, but the guide just ignored her. Around here, then over. No. Over here and then around this. Oh, very good. But then, Judy snugged her shoulders and handed the dice to Peter. 4, 5, 6, he counted. Bitten by a tsetse fly. Contracts sleeping sickness. Lose one turn. Judy a faint buzzing noise as she watched a small insect land on Peter's nose. Peter lifted his hand and to brush the bug away, but he stopped. He gave a trembling yawn. And then can you please be quiet? Thank you. I said please. Okay. And fell sound asleep, his head on the table. Peter, Peter, wake up! Cried Judy. But there was no use. She grabbed the dice and moved to a blank. She rolled again and waited in amazement. Rhinoceros stampede. Go back to spaces. As fast as he fallen asleep, Peter awoke. Together, they listened to a rumble in the hallway. It grew louder and louder. Suddenly, a herd of rhinos charged through the living room and into the dining room, crushing all the furniture in their path. Peter and Judy covered their ears, and the sound of splintering wood and breaking china filled in the room. Peter.
Miss Pisani said that as she guesses, they want to read too.
Peter gave the dice a quick tumble. Python sneaks into camp. Go back one space. Judy shrieked and jumped up on her chair. Over the fireplace, said Peter. Judy sat down again, nervously eyeing the 8-foot snake that was wrapping itself around the mantel clock. The guide looked up from his map and took a one look at the snake and moved as far to the corner to the room, joining the monkeys on the couch.
That's for Julia, right?
Judy took her turn and landed on a blank space. Her brother took the dice and rolled a 3. Oh no, he moaned. Volcano erupts. Go back 3 spaces. The room began warm and started to shake a little. Molten lava poured from the fireplace opening. It hit the water from on the floor, and the room started filled with steam. Judy rolled the dice and moved ahead. Discover shortcut. Roll again. Oh dear, she cried. Judy saw the snake unwrapping himself from the clock. If you roll a 12, you can get out of the jungle, said Peter. Please, please. Judy begged as she took the dice. The snake was wrangling his way to the floor. She dropped the dice from her hand. 1 6, then another. Judy grabbed her piece and slammed it on the board. Jumanji! She yelled as loud as she could. The steam in the room again became thicker and thicker. Judy could not even see Peter across the table. Then, as if all the doors and windows had been opened, a cold breeze had been cleared in the steam of the game. No monkeys, no guide, no water, no broken furniture, no snake, no lion roaring upstairs, no rhinos. Without saying a word to each other, Peter and Judy threw the game into its box. They bolted out the door, ran across the street to the park, and dropped their game under a tree. Back home, they quickly put all their toys away. But both children were too excited to sit quietly. So Peter took out a picture puzzle. As they fit the pieces together, so Peter took out a picture. Their excitement slowly turned into relief, then exhaustion. With the puzzle half done, Peter and Judy fell sound asleep on the sofa. Wake up, dears, Mother's voice called. Judy opened her eyes. Mother and Father returned, and their guests were arriving. Judy gave Peter a nudge to wake him. Yawning and stretching, they got to their feet. Mother introduced to them some of the guests. Then asked, did you have an exciting afternoon? Oh, yes, said Peter. We had a flood, a stampede, a volcano. I got sleeping sickness, and Peter was interrupted by the adults' laughter. Well, said Mother, I think you both got a sleeping sickness. Why don't you go upstairs and put your pajamas on, and you can finish your puzzle and have some dinner. And Peter and Judy came back downstairs and found that Father had moved the puzzle into the den. While the children were working on it, one of the guests, Miss Budwing, brought them a tray of food. Such a hard puzzle, she said to the children. Daniel and Walter are always starting puzzles and never finishing them. Daniel and Walter were Miss Budwing's sons. They've never read the instructions either. Oh, well, said Miss Budwing, turning to the joinery guests. I guess they'll learn. Both children answered, I hope so. But they weren't looking at Miss Budwing. They were looking out the window. Two boys running through the park. It was Danny and Walter Budwing. And Danny had a long, thin box under his arm.
What are you doing?
Here you go, you can have it. Okay. Thank you for watching. And bye.